Good evening, Nakuru, and welcome to the Nakuru TV Weekly News Roundup this Saturday, 2nd August 2025. My name is Patrick Kinyo Prince, and this is the news. Nakuru is buzzing with excitement as the Prince Lu Sevens Rugby Tournament kicks off today, Saturday, 2nd August to Sunday, 3rd August 2025 at the Nakuru Athletic Club. As the second leg of the 2025 SportPesa National Sevens Circuit, this high-octane event is drawing top rugby teams and fans from across Kenya. Organizers confirmed a massive 3 million shilling sponsorship from Kenya Breweries Limited through its Tusker brand, boosting logistics and fan experiences. Nakuru RFC chairman Agri Omio says the fans ensure top-tier facilities, while Tusker Christine Karaoke promises a vibrant after-party at the Tusker Village headlined by DJ Darkchild and Nakuru's own DJ Silk. The tournament will feature fierce competitions with local favorites Nakuru RFC headlining Pool A alongside Kenya Harlequins, Stallions and Mombasa RFC. Defending champion Strathmore Leos lead Pool B facing Meningai Oilers, Desta Falcons and Zetek Oaks. KCB Rugby, fresh off their Driftwood 7th win, headline Pool C, while Cabras Sugar RFC anchors Pool D. The ladies category will see Impala Queens and Queen Ladies battling in their respective pools, with Nakuru Ladies also in the mix. The Division 2 pools, including teams like Tum Marines and JKUAT, promises intense promotion battles. KRU's Harriet Okach emphasized the circuit's role in scouting talent for Shujaa and Lioness squads. Nakuru hoteliers have hailed the event as a major boost for Nakuru's economy, with hotels and vendors gearing up for thousands of visitors. Enhanced securities and traffic measures are in place, but expect road closures around Oginga Odinga Road. Fans are urged to arrive early to avoid congestions and grab tickets online or at select places. Nakuru's growing status as a sports hub, fresh off its UNESCO Creative City designations, add extra pride to this weekend's showdown. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching at home, Nakuru is ready to shine. Get your tickets and join the rugby fever.
Nakuru called here to realign quite quickly after losing the ball. Tucking to the left, and a good move there, dummy switch called, and Nakuru was slow to read that move. Stallions get themselves onto the scoreboard there. Good dummy move there by Cedric Abiniza. Stallion should get 7 points out of this. Immediately after kickoff, second half just beginning, Nakuru guilty of losing concentration there. Punished, and now the game is.
Former NACADA chairman Honorable John Motudho is calling for urgent consultations on new proposals set to reshape Kenya's liquor industry. The proposed regulations aimed at tightening control over alcohol production and sales have sparked debate across the sector. Motudho, a vocal advocate for responsible drinking, argues that the government must engage a broader range of stakeholders before moving forward. In a statement on Thursday, 31st July, Motudho emphasized that the liquor industry is a critical economic driver, supporting thousands of jobs and contributing significantly to national revenue. However, he warns that poorly crafted policies could disrupt businesses and livelihoods. He's urging the government to include bar owners, manufacturers, and local communities in discussions to ensure the regulations are balanced and effective. The proposal comes amid growing concerns over illicit brews and unregulated alcohol consumption, which have been linked to public health challenges. Motudho acknowledges the need for reform, but insists that rushed policies could do more harm than good. He is calling for transparency and inclusivity to create a framework that protects consumers while supporting the industry. As the debate heats up, all eyes are on the government to see how it will respond. Will this proposal strike the right balance, or is more consultations the key? Stay tuned for updates as this story develops.
Government manifesto, what they are trying to say, and that's where they go along. Because the current situation in Kenya will not be sorted out with what they are advocating in their policies. It's much more complicated. It's much, much more complex. But I respect them for trying to do something. At least it's good for somebody to do something. But this is how it should ordinarily be done. Before you come and pin those policies, look at what are the underlying issues concerning this issue of drug abuse and alcoholism in Kenya. The late President Kaunda decided, maybe it was his policy, to cry in public, Alilia Machozi, with a white handkerchief. He cannot be a head of state of drunkards. Somebody said that the Mutudo laws, which are ordered, were not based on any policy. There was a policy by Nakada, and you need to ask somebody by the name of Madam Jennifer Kimani, who was the CEO of Nakada then. President Kibaki pronounced himself clearly, very clearly and cleanly, what he thought about the drunkards and drinking. You have it in your archives. He was clear what he wanted to do. Now, I did research for 100 years to know what is the problem, what are the issues, and then came up with now Mutudo laws, or what they call ADCA, Alcoholic Drinks Control Act of 2010. This time around, what is causing mayhem is not necessarily alcohol. There are some tablets which are actually drugs dissolved in water, huge quantity, and then people get high. We do not have real data to know, out of the mess we have, how much is attributed to wines and spirits supermarkets, to petrol stations, how much is attributed to the people who are young drinkers. We don't have real data. So before you push in a heavy blame on supermarkets, for instance, you need to understand what is actually causing the problem. And to me, the issue of coming on to put in a law banning drinking at the age of 21 at the moment is a stillbirth. People are already voting at 18. So how do you allow them to vote at 18 and then come and deny them their right to enjoy themselves as adults?
A major event is set to drive innovations in Kenya's agricultural sector. The Kenya National Research Festival 2025 will take place from 18th to 22nd of August at Egerton University in Njoro. Organized by the National Research Fund in collaboration with Egerton University and the County Government of Nakuru, this year's themes: sustainable agriculture and food security, empowering communities through research, science, technology, and innovation, aims to spark a transformative change. The festival will feature cutting-edge exhibitions, thought-provoking keynotes, and roundtables on climate-smart agriculture, digital innovation, and circular economy. It is a unique platform bringing together government officials, researchers, industry leaders, and grassroots community to shape the future of food security and climate resilience. Attendees can also engage in networking sessions, pitching competitions, and awards celebrating groundbreaking ideas. With Kenya facing pressing challenges like climate change and economic inclusion, this event promises solutions that empower communities.
Taken to the community and they have adopted it, and it is making economic impact on those communities. We also have research which is spearheaded by one of our colleagues on cassava. And cassava is also now being piloted in the nearby communities, and also in Siaya and in Migori. And there is also very serious interest in that.
2016 all the way to 2023, NRF has funded a series of research projects, not only ones mentioned in Egerton University. We've got quite a lot that we've done with CALRO, that is a Kenya Agricultural Livestock Research Organization. One typical one is the Saiwal breed of cattle. This Saiwal breed of cattle is high yielding in terms of milk, high yielding in terms of beef, high yielding also in terms of calf. So we are keen on now getting more of our people living in the Asal region to be able to uptake the Saiwal breed of cows. And if you visit Narok County, I think they can attest to the productivity coming out of the Saiwal breed of cows.
is Evelyn Kimanthi. I sit as the National Chairperson of the Scientists of Kenya Association. In the upcoming Kenya National Research Festival, I'm representing and in charge of mobilizing youths and the younger scientists, most especially those that are biased in agriculture, and showing them some of the key focus areas on how to commercialize agriculture and making agriculture more lucrative, and making it known that agriculture is not just going to the farm.
I want to say that as a county, we are not working in isolation. We work with research institutions, and one of the key partners that we work together is Egerton University, as you've heard the VC have just mentioned. We work also with Calro, so that this information get to be disseminated to the farmers. We've just highlighted on different value chains like the beans variety, which we've found as helpful for our farmers. And I can confirm that, yes, it is working, and we make sure that it reaches to the farmers.
In a bold step toward transparent governance, the Center for Transformational Leadership have on Thursday, 31st July, launched a groundbreaking mobile app called Gundua Info in Nakuru County. Designed to empower citizens, the app puts county budget details, project updates, and expenditure data right at your fingertips. Professor Gitile Naituli, CTL board chair, calls it a democratic breakthrough, allowing ordinary Kenyans to track funds, monitor projects, and report mismanagement directly from their phone. The app, now available on the Play Store, offers real-time access to ward-level budget allocations and simplified county reports. Executive Director Bansi Kibudha says Gundua Info will boost citizen participation by making public information accessible to all. Nakuru County MCA Alex Bogwa, the Budget Appropriation Chair, praised the app, noting it will help eliminate ghost projects and enhance accountability in fund management. This launch marks a significant move toward digital democracy, empowering residents to hold leaders accountable. To join the movement, download the Gundua Info today or visit www.ctlkenya.org for more details.
My name is Bansi Kibudha. I'm the Executive Director for Center for Transformational Leadership. And today we have launched a digital tool called Gundua Info. It's a mobile application that makes information about budgets and public participation easily accessible to citizens. As we launch this app and as we take it to Mwananchi, we are hoping that this app is going to start shaping conversations among citizens in their local areas. As we were developing it, one of the visions that we had was that citizens would actually use it as msema kweli. When there are arguments about what projects have been funded or which projects are being implemented, then they can actually go back to the tool and look at what was allocated and how far has it been implemented. So we see it as a powerful tool that citizens can use, not just to participate in decision making, but also to change conversations with elected leaders or the county executive about how development is being implemented in the county and about how services are being delivered. So we want citizens to have the power to set the agenda, to say that this is what we actually want, and to be able to follow up on commitments that they made during public participation, because we have seen that gap exist. Citizens go for public participation, but they don't know what among their proposals has actually been allocated resources, what is going to be implemented or what is being implemented. So with this app, citizens can find that information easily, and they can be able to discuss amongst themselves and agree what their priorities are. And when projects stall, they can be able to see that they have stalled, and they can be able to engage their leaders in a more constructive way without hearsay. We are seeking to make information truthful. We are seeking to address misinformation around development projects, and we are seeking to have an empowered citizens that truly knows and engages their leaders based on facts and not on hearsay.
Thank you very much. My name is Alex Mbogwa, MCA Lakeview Ward, Naivasha, also Budget Appropriation Chairperson, Nakuru County. This app will go far in helping Mwananchi access information in real time. We shall start from the part of budget process, budget validation, and from that part of budget validation all the way to CSSP and also to the implementation of these projects, the mwananchi here will be able to track each and every step of every project and even to the time that these projects are paid. This will go far in helping us do away with ghost projects within the county and also with the country, because this app has the potential of being adapted across the country.
The finances and the implementation that the data is captured, I think he has the primary features is actually ability to, for example, check what they say that the citizens agreed was a priority this year. Okay, that's a primary feature. And then what they said that the assembly accepted as being because in the public participation, the citizens go and say we want this, we want this. That data will be captured, and then the assembly in their own wisdom, they go and decide which product, program they want to fund. That is also very good. And then now after that, how was that executed? So this is the primary. You are able to follow from conceptualization, which is done basically by the citizens, to now passage, making that official, and then to execution. You'll be able to be the own data.
Nakuru County took center stage on Wednesday, 30th July, hosting the 2025 National Commemoration of the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Under the powerful theme, human trafficking is an organized crime and the exploitation, and as a critical hub for human trafficking, serving as an origin, transit and destination point, Nakuru spotlighted the urgent need to combat this growing crisis. Counties like Trans Nzoia, Kiambu, Garissa and Taita Taveta are also seeing rising cases, fueling a national call to action. Advocacy and Partnerships Manager at Awareness Against Human Trafficking, Ms. Winnie Mutevu, delivered a compelling keynote, urging communities to prioritize awareness, prevention and early reporting of trafficking cases. The event, led by the State Department for Children's Services, brought together government officials, NGOs and survivors to amplify voices and dismantle criminal networks. From child labor to forced begging and suspected organ harvesting, the diverse forms of trafficking were laid bare. Ms. Mutevu praised survivors for their courage, noting their stories are key to prevention. With a government-run shelter now aiding victims, Nakuru is stepping up efforts to protect the vulnerable. Stakeholders are calling on the public to report suspicious activities to authorities.
My name is Winnie Mutevu, and I'm the Advocacy and Partnerships Manager at Awareness Against Human Trafficking, better known as HAT Kenya. Today we are in Nakuru County as we get to celebrate the World Day Against Human Trafficking. We are having a convening of the public, children, students, colleges, as well as the government and different agencies, looking into the civil society organizations, as well as UN entities like IOM, UNODC, and from government we do have representation from Diaspora Affairs, as well as the Counter-Trafficking Persons Secretariat. And so the goal for us is to be able to create awareness to the general public on the issue of human trafficking, and being able to also share about the referral mechanism and the pathways that they're able to use to be able to report cases, but then above all looking into how they're able to do due diligence. In case you're pursuing different opportunities, where do you go to do research and verify information, but then also in case you have to migrate, where do you begin with the journey and where do you conclude the journey, and also in case you get into trouble, whom do you reach out to be able to get assistance and help. So for HAT Kenya, we do operate a helpline that gets to run from 8 to 5 p.m. and you're able to reach us through 0780-211113. You can report your cases anytime. But then we also do have the DCI. They also operate a hotline. You can be able to report through the DCI, as well as the Secretariat. You're also able to report cases to them. So we do have very many pathways where someone is able to reach out for help and be able to get assistance. So human trafficking is a very broad phenomena, and I would say from today's conversation, actually even the theme for the day is looking into human trafficking being organized crime, and so it manifests in different ways. countries. Within the country, it's looking into children who are being employed as domestic workers, children who are being taken to hard cattle. They don't go to school. This is what they're being taken to more or less do on a day-to-day. We are having children who are being taken to also work in people's farms, but then also looking into those who are being taken for organ harvesting. Their organs are being taken, used for different reasons, sometimes for witchcraft, other times it's for organ transplant. We also have individuals who are being taken for forced labor, adults, where you're forced to work in people's homes, in farms, industries, within the country and outside the country. Commonly what we all know is about the Gulf countries. So we've heard of many people being taken to countries like Saudi Arabia, Lebanon and the likes. And so just being able to understand it's very broad. It happens to both adults and children. And essentially is when you're having individuals being taken and being abused, and really their will is being taken away from them. They can't say no because one, either they're being held in a place where they can't actually exit. Their documents have been taken away where they can't be able to also migrate in case they're in foreign countries. But also for children, looking at people who they trust, people who have power or control over them, then being able to abuse them. So it happens in many ways, and the goal is for us to look into how we can prevent this from continuing to happen in our country. So we have majorly, you'll find children being taken from these communities and majorly working in urban centers as domestic workers. But then also we are having a lot of flow of adults who are migrating abroad, who are also originating from these counties. And so it's one of those things where you're looking into awareness on the issue of human trafficking, and also due diligence is very limited at the grassroots level. And so what traffickers are doing is they are preying on those who have limited information on what is happening and what they should be able to do to actually get due diligence. And hence, even today where we are in Nakuru County, compared to how we've always had these conversations taking place in major cities like Mombasa and Nairobi, because now traffickers are shifting and actually going to mashinani. You are hearing cases also in areas like Mount Elgon. So our goal is to be able to reach as many people as possible, to be able to create a safety net for the community members in case we have traffickers being able to prey on them.
A contentious land dispute in Nakuru's London ward is in the spotlight as Nakuru Town West MP Samuel Arama hosted the National Assembly Committee on Lands to address the controversial Juakali land issue. The 21-acre plot, critical to local artisans, has been at the center of a heated debate over ownership and usage. On Friday, 1st August, Arama, alongside North Mogirango MP Josh Nyamoko, assured residents that the committee is committed to a fair resolution that prioritizes public interest. The Juakali land has been the lifeline for artisans supporting livelihoods through small-scale businesses. However, conflicting claims have raised fears of displacement among the workers. Arama emphasized the need for transparency vowing to protect the artisan rights while ensuring legal processes are followed. The committee's visit aimed to gather stakeholder input and review documents to resolve the dispute once and for all. This development follows Governor Susan Skeheka's pledge to restore the land to over 10,000 Juakali members. As investigations continue, locals are hopeful for a solution that safeguards their economic hub.
West, huko Migori. Na huyu ndio chairman wetu, na mimi pia ni member wa committee ya lands, na tuko hapa kwa hiyo maneno. Nimewaambia kuna wengine ambao wako njiani, kuna wale ambao tumetoka kwa ofisi, wale clerks wako.
Thank you, Chair. Neba Kikai, clerk assistant. Kwa wenzangu hapa pia.
Wengine wako hapa. Na hapa tuko na Ministry ya Lands, nitampatia Chief Registrar, I introduce our members na yeye mwenyewe.
Wananchi watukufu wa kaunti ya Nakuru na saa watu wa Juakali, hamjambo?
Hatujambo.
Tuko na furaha leo kufika hapa kwa ajili ya kuangalia shida ya hili shamba na kuona kuwa haki imetendeka. Tumekuwa tukielezwa, kuna wale wamesema wako na court orders, eti tusikuje kule kwa ofisi yetu ya ardhi. Ninamwakilisha Mheshimiwa Honorable General Koliri ambao ni PS wa Lands.
Asante Chair and all protocol observed. Kwa majina mimi naitwa Justice from National Land Commission.
nawakilisha county ya Nakuru. Chairman hapo committed, so lakini kuna officers wametumana wako njiani.
So mmesikia watu wa National Land Commission wako njiani
katika kiwango cha juu sana, na ambayo inasaidia kuinua uchumi wetu hapa Nakuru County, na kama serikali ya county na aswai kazi ambayo tumepatiwa na governor wetu Susan Kihika, sisi tuko tayari kushirikiana na watu wa biashara kuhakikisha mali yao inarudi kwao, ili tuweze kufanya mipango ya vile ambavyo pia tutadevelop hizi jua kali land kama jua kali land ambayo iko mbele yetu. Tumekuwa na Mheshimiwa Rama, tumesha register chama ya watu wa jua kali, na sasa tayari tunapata certificate. Kwa hivyo immediately tukipata hii shamba kama serikali ya county, tutakuja kudevelop shades, ndio ile jua kali ambayo zamani ilikuwa pale huko mahali kunaitwa hapa industry area, sasa turudishe mahali hapa. Watu wadogo wamepoteza nafasi zao katika mji wetu, pole tu katika municipality yetu wamekuwa kisongezwa.
A tragic incident has rocked Nairobi Road Secondary School in Nakuru City, leading to its indefinite closure following the death of a Form 4 student, Peter Kahembe. On Monday, 28th July, students took to the Nakuru-Nairobi highway protesting and demanding justice after Kahembe's death, which they claim was linked to bullying. Reports indicate the student was allegedly assaulted by peers from another school before being fatally struck by a speeding vehicle while trying to escape. According to students who spoke to the Standard, the bullying began when a transferred student targeted Kahembe with support from former schoolmates. The situation escalated, leading to confrontation that ended in tragedy. The protest, which began at 8 a.m., saw students calling for accountability and the arrest of those involved. Authorities are now investigating the incident, with the school shut down to ensure calm and safety. This heartbreaking event has sparked renewed concerns about bullying in Kenyan schools and the need for stronger measures to protect students. The community mourns as questions linger over how such tragedy could occur. Motorist Association of Kenya are sounding the alarm, protesting plans to toll the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. On Monday, 28th July, the group rallied near Kenyatta Avenue, slamming the proposed 175-kilometer Ironimau Summit Road expansion under a public-private partnership. They call it a profit-driven scheme by the political elites and multinational firms, accusing them of hiding crucial project details from the public. The association also criticized similar toll plans for the Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway, where fees could reach Kenya shillings 5,000 per trip, a cost they say will cripple ordinary drivers. Pointing to the controversial Nairobi Expressway deal linked to the Kenyatta family, the motorists are demanding transparent funding through taxes or loans instead of tolls. Nakuru residents who rely on the highway for trade and travel fear soaring costs will hit their livelihoods hard. The Kenya National Highways Authority insists tolls will slash travel times, but locals are pushing for a free alternative route. As the debate intensifies, the question remains: will Nakuru drivers be forced to pay to use this vital corridor? A tragic mystery has gripped Umoja Estate in Nakuru City following the death of 26-year-old Faith Otieno, known locally as Zuchu. The commercial sex worker was found dead in a lodging on Sunday morning, 27th July, under unclear circumstances. According to police, lodging attendants discovered her body and immediately alerted authorities. An eyewitness speaking to tuko.co.ke revealed that Faith was last seen at a local bar sharing drinks with a man who later accompanied her to the lodging. The community is in an uproar, with residents criticizing the lodging for failing to collect identification details from the man who remains at large. Nakuru police have launched a manhunt for the suspect and moved Faith's body to the Nakuru County mortuary, where a post-mortem will determine the cause of death. Heartbreaking scenes unfolded outside the lodging as Faith's friend wailed, demanding justice. Community leaders along Moi Road are now pushing for stricter regulations on lodging facility to prevent such tragedies. As investigations continue, Nakuru residents are left grappling with grief and questions.
Nipeagi room kwa nini? Anaitwa Zuchu, ni best yetu aje. Tulikuwa naye jana. Tukabaiwa na jamaa fulani. Akatubaiya mzinga ya kwanza, mzinga ya pili, mzinga ya tatu. Zuchu akahama na kapu yake. Akaenda kwa hiyo tebo yenye huyo jamaa alimuita. Huyo jamaa alikuwa anachana. Kuhama kwenda hapo, akaenda akabaiwa kapu nyingine moja. Sisi tukakuwa tumemaliza mzinga yetu. Tukahama sisi tukakuja hii kilabu iko hapa inaitwa Governor. Tukakaa hapo wenye tulikuwa tuna have fun nao, kila mtu akajipea shughuli, unaona? Zuchu wakatoka hapo na huyo jamaa tu the same guy wakakuja naye hapo, akabaiwa tena kapu moja. Wakatoka wakaniacha. Kwa hivyo ndio huyo jamaa alikuja akatafuta room wapi? Akatafuta room hapa. Mbona how comes room imeandikwa Zuchu aje? Hapana. Alafu askari wa hapa muache kutupuuza askari wa hapa oi, wachani kutupuuza sisi kama madeu. Sisi hata ukitoka hapo utoke hapa nje, ujamaa kupige kofi, hata askari anapita hapo walai akuona kama ni mtu. Acha kutupuuza. Hata si ni binadamu. Hata kama tunafanya kazi gani, tunafanya kazi. Acha tu kutupuuza walai.
A political firestorm is erupting in Nakuru as Governor Susan Kihika and Senator Tabitha Karanja lock horns ahead of the 2027 election. On Saturday, 26 July, Kihika, speaking in Rongai during the launch of a school bus for Masingeri Secondary School, endorsed Nakuru East MP David Gekaria to challenge Karanja for the Senate seat, accusing the senator of failing to secure resources for Nakuru and engaging in social media spats instead of supporting devolution. Karanja hit back on Monday 28th July in Naivasha, calling Kihika's move as malicious ploy to dodge accountability for county funds. She pointed to the Nakuru War Memorial Hospital saga as a flashpoint, claiming her push for transparency has made her a target. The feud, simmering since their 2022 campaigns, now threatens to split the United Democratic Alliance in Nakuru, despite a recent declaration of a united front by most of the elected county leadership. Local MCAs are divided, with some rallying behind Kihika's leadership, while others align with Karanja's call for oversight. As both leaders dig in, residents worry the rift could stall development in the county. With the 2027 polls forthcoming, Nakuru's political landscape is shaking up.
Nataka nimtambue mheshimiwa, our chairman of members of parliament, a third-term member of parliament for Nakuru Town East, and the incoming senator of Nakuru County, mheshimiwa baba yao Gekaria. Baba yao, si ndio? Kwa hivyo nawaomba, na sikizeni, mnampenda kwa roho, lakini ni rafiki yangu na ni mtu ako na roho safi. Sawa sawa? Na mimi nataka niwaambie hivi. Huyu Gekaria mnaona alikuwa kansla Nakuru. Alikuwa pia mayor wa Nakuru County, wa Nakuru wakati huo. Amekuwa MP term ngapi? 3. Yani hata mimi nimelan siasa kutoka kwa Gekaria. Sawa sawa? Na mimi pia najua anajielewa na ni mwerevu sana. Si mnaona venye ameweka maneno, anaongea naelewa. Ili tuweze kutafutiwa pesa, tuongezewe pesa katika Senate, ili kuja hapa kaunti ya Nakuru, tafadhali mtupatie Gekaria. Kama kuna mtu anapenda vijana, majenzi, ni Gekaria. Kwa hivyo mtamshikilia.
Wakati tulienda tulikuwa kule State House, na Excellency Governor akasimama pale mbele, akapewa podium aseme maneno ya Nakuru County. President is there to listen. Hapo umeona wengine wanaenda na vitu. Sisi hakuna kitu tulienda naye. Hakuna kitu tulibeba kutoka State House, tulienda mikono tupu. Kwa sababu vile tulikuwa tumeenda kuuliza, president anatuangalia hivi anauliza, "Are you serious?" Kwa sababu Susan Excellency anasema, governor, ati mimi nipewe 3 billion, unzaridie na 3 billion niende nikandunue machines hizi. Sasa inaitwa CT scan na X-rays na nini. Kutoka hapo governor president akamwambia, niko na rafiki yangu nitakutumia.
President alisema,
niko na rafiki yangu nitakutumia akuja kuletea hizo machines, uwe unalipa. Ukitupa mtu mmoja kwa sababu
lakini singempa president anunue mara moja.
Si president alijua wewe umebeba hizo 11 CT scans ukatembea naye Ulaya. Ukaenda safari, haisaidii watu. Huwezi travel, uchukue ndege, uende utumie 540 million. Hakuna hospitali yako haina CT scan. Hospitali haina X-ray machines. Hebu niambie kama unaweza fanya hivyo. Hakuna dawa, hakuna nini, hakuna barabara. Then kwa hiyo report ya Auditor General tumetumia 742 million.
Yeah.
742 million to repair 32 cars.
Mwish, can we take a break? Ama tumalizie ya 42 cars and then we take a break and come back.
The same money, the same car. Kama ni kununua mpya, tungenunua 250 vehicles na the same money.
Kenya is experiencing an unprecedented surge in electricity demand, reaching a record-breaking 2,362 megawatts on 23rd July, according to Kenya Power. In Nakuru, new customer connections and cold weather have pushed the national grid to its limit, with homes and businesses driving up usage. Kenya Power CEO Joseph Siror says this reflects Kenya's growing reliance on electricity as a hub for sustainable energy. To meet this demand, Nakuru is home to one of the 4 new e-cooking hubs showcasing modern, energy-efficient appliances to promote greener living. Meanwhile, President William Ruto has greenlit Phase 3 of the Last Mile Connectivity Project, aiming to connect 180,500 new households, schools and businesses nationwide by the year's end. This could boost Nakuru's electricity access rate from 77% to 83%. Kenya Power is also urging electric vehicle charging stations in Nakuru to support the city's push for eco-friendly transport. With grid under strain, residents are urged to conserve power during peak hours. That's it for the Nakuru TV Weekly News Roundup. Be sure to catch us next week, same place and same time. From all of us at Nakuru TV, we wish you a happy new month. See you next week.